Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. How are we doing? Hope you all are enjoying your New Year's Eve, or if you guys are from the Australian side of the world, hope you're enjoying your New Year's Day. Today's video, as you can probably tell, is a bit of a bloody throwback to Cold War League play, where I get beamed from headers just like that. No, I thought I'd jump on some bit of Cold War with some mates on League play, in celebration of having, you know, a year's worth of footage and gameplay on the channel. The channel's just over a year old now, so I thought I'd throw it back with a bit of Cold War League play, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. Unfortunately, I played this was one of my first few games. Getting used to things was quite interesting, and as you can tell, my aim and sensitivity and the way I move isn't as fluid as it used to be back on Cold War. But it's a banger of a gameplay. I'll go 42 and 15 on control checkmate with a Krig, which is a bit odd to the OGs, the guys who used to follow me, because I used to be a main sub player in this game. But I do love the spawn trap, which you will see coming up. Before I get into this, though, I just wanted to say an absolute huge thank you for the completely unexpected support I've had in the channel for the past year. I think my first video went up in 23rd of December, something like that, so it has just been over a year. But since then, I've had 446 new subscribers, just under 40,000 views on my channel, and yeah, the support's been absolutely huge. Obviously, not all videos have done well, some have done better than others, but overall, the support has been fantastic, and there's a few of you guys who I see pop up in the comments fairly regularly, and I really love that interaction, so I just want to say again, a huge thank you for you guys who are there supporting the channel. I do not know how I got away from this guy, but I thought I'd ego challenge with a bloody Diamatti here and got shot off. What can you do? I think he was using a Milano. Yeah, that shit used to absolutely beam. It was such an underrated sub. Yeah, so just a bit of backstory on the gameplay. As I said, it's I go 42 and 15 on a control game on checkmate. It was a bit of a close game, but it was super fun. I jumped on with a few mates, and I did, as I said, I played a few. This wasn't my first game. I played a few games before this. Unfortunately, I got demoted from Master back to Elite. But what can you expect? I haven't played the game in three months, so I think that's something to do with it. If you guys know what the system's about. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys are still playing this game? If so, are you enjoying it? What's your thoughts on Vanguard? If you aren't, if you haven't bought it yet, and what are your thoughts on? How's Cold War doing? For me, I was surprised at how quickly the matchmaking happened. Essentially, we got into a game. I mean, there was 3 of us for a lot of the time, and I mean, in this game there was actually 4 of us, and we seemed to not struggle finding lobbies. Granted, the lobbies weren't amazing, and you could tell that the skill levels were still a bit obscured, simply due to the fact that we were coming against masters who clearly would never have been masters back in the day, and we were coming against green gems who clearly should never be green gem. But it is what it is. And that absolute deletion right there with the KSP, you hate to see it, as I choke a 1v8 or something. I don't know what it was. We're starting off strong. We were 11 and 6 in the first round. Unfortunately, we do lose it, even though it is a fairly easy defense to win. But hey ho, we're all a bit rusty. It is what it is. I just wanted to go through a few things I noticed with the game. First of all, it was so fluid. Everything was smooth. And honestly, it was just nice to jump back onto a game, play a bit of ranked with some mates, not take things too seriously, but to be able to jump onto a COD game that we know and love, and, jump into a ranked mode and, just play a bit of bloody ranked Call of Duty without having to sit through the painstaking format of game battles, finding a game, getting disputed, things like that. Oh, look at that! Shat on! And then I get shat on. Well deserved, I think. Yeah, it was just an enjoyable experience. There wasn't one point in it, other than obviously the KSP getting one bursted every so often, and there wasn't any point in it whatsoever I thought, you know what, this isn't that much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that it was maybe through rose-tinted glasses, simply due to the fact that this was the game that I really thoroughly enjoyed competitive most in the past years. I only really started following competitive side this year, or I think like the year that Cold War was out. So yeah, it holds a little bit of nostalgia for me in that sense. If you guys are watching the video, just an FYI, if you guys are watching the video and think, bloody hell, Harry, what are you doing? You're playing like an absolute bot. What's happening? Again, let me reiterate, I hadn't played this game in 3 months, and the game is super different to Vanguard. And I'm playing Control, a game mode which I haven't touched in so many years, in so many months as well. So that was alien to me as well. But yeah, as I said, thoroughly enjoyable. If you guys still have it installed and you are, you know, you're getting a bit bored of Vanguard, maybe check it out. It's good fun. I probably won't be going back to it too often or too frequently, but it was fun to do just a couple of hours with a couple of mates. Who knows? Maybe if I play it again, they might think the matches I played put me up to master. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see. I did play a bit of pubs, and pubs was just as much fun. But yeah, it was just different to Vanguard. I want to just go through a couple of differences I was highlighted to me through. Oh, no, I didn't lose the ice. Which was, you know, I could tell were different from Vanguard to Cold War. Obviously, they're completely different games. They're built on completely different engines, made by completely different developers. They are going to be different in so many aspects. The first big thing I realised was how slow I seemed to move. Now, I think that was simply due to the fact that on Vanguard I run double time. You have the attack sprint, similar to what you had on Modern Warfare, which made you feel faster. And I usually run around with a knife, which again makes you feel a little bit faster. What was those bot shots from me there? I had no idea what I was shooting at. Yeah, so it seemed to be weird that you could, you know. It seemed a bit slower. My FOV was about the same. Time to kill is obviously longer. Now, I do somewhat enjoy this higher time to kill. I think it's a little bit more competitive. I find that the shorter time to kill rewards people who are just, you know, holding lines of sight a lot easier. Whereas as an SMG, I like to have that extra time, longer time to kill, just for me to be able to finesse a little bit, play my life. So on and so forth, and that really, I don't know whether you guys, any of you guys played Iron Trials on Warzone, but having that longer time to kill on Warzone just made it, as a good player, so much easier to win gunfights, simply due to the fact that even if they got first shot on you, you were low on health, you could still finesse around, heal up a bit, get some shots into them, you know, and really play the game well. Whereas on normal Warzone, in my humble opinion, if you guys care about it, probably not. Although you're here watching the video, so who knows. The time to kill is a bit too fast. You can get shot within, you can get killed, you know, as quick with some guns as quick as you can in Cold War without any armor or anything like that. So yeah, I do enjoy the time to kill in this game. Vanguard is a little quick, but it doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. It just means that, you know, you can get caught out, you know, in S&D by someone just sat in the corner watching an angle with a faster time to kill. But you know, it is what it is. One of the biggest things I noticed, other than what I've already mentioned, was the fact that how little recoil every gun has. I mean, I know I'm using the Krig, and I know this gun used to be the absolute most beamiest gun in the game. But yeah, it was still absolutely nuts to me that it had barely no recoil. I mean, I did use the SMG, the 74U, quite a lot in the games I played. And that had a little bit more recoil, but when you compare it to the likes of the MP40 and the other guns that are, and the PPSH and all those other guns in Vanguard, it just didn't have nowhere near as much recoil. As you can tell, I'm having a bit of a rough round on the game, but I am trolling my teammates by the looks of it. Can't remember what exact score I'm on, but I think I'm on about 20 something to about 10. And obviously you go 42 and 15, so I do absolutely smash it up the next couple of rounds. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the remainder of the video. Yeah. Next thing I wanted to say as a difference is for whatever reason, when I play on Vanguard, I tend to play at a... Let's go and get these shots from me here. Thankfully I had a teammate behind me helping me out. Otherwise he probably would have killed me, and that would have been embarrassing for everyone involved, including you guys watching. Where was I? Yes, I play with a lot of a higher sense on... There we go, 27 and 12. Sorry, I digress. 27 and 12, obviously go 45 and 15, which means I only die 3 times for the rest of the game and get 15 more kills. So, yeah, I go off. Let's say I go off for the remaining 4 minutes left on this video. Yeah, for whatever reason, I play on a higher sense on Vanguard compared to Cold War. And I think that is due to the fact that the aim assist on Vanguard is so much more strong. than it is on Cold War. I found on Cold War I was constantly adjusting my ADS speed with my Krieg to like, I think it was a 0.73 by the end of the game, simply due to the fact that I didn't want to miss any more shots and I wanted to be dead on point. Whereas I'm playing 10-10 on Vanguard and I've only had to lower it to a 0.9, which essentially means that I'm playing whilst ADS at a 9 sensitivity, which is quite high. So yeah, getting used to the lack of you know, the change in sense, as well as the lack of aim assist in this game, was very odd. But you know what? As you can tell, it didn't stop me from absolutely beaming. Although I did just get shut on by a sub under the plane, but it is what it is. Seeing people now, a lot of you guys had problems with Vanguard back in the day of being able to see them, see other players on the map, and getting shot from people you didn't even see come in. Strangely enough, now I'm not saying you guys are completely wrong for that, but I do feel like after playing Vanguard and getting used to the visibility in Vanguard over the past few months, going back to Cold War, if someone was in a dark skinned character on Cold War, they were so difficult to see. The shadows and the shading on each character on this game was nowhere near as bright as what Vanguard is, and as well as that, Vanguard has the little red diamond, or whatever colour you have the enemy's diamond above their heads, which appear far more frequently than they did in Cold War, which means that you can just identify them a lot easier. So yeah, that was a bit of a struggle for me, especially on pubs in this game. I don't know why I was playing. I think it was Cartel, the one with all the bushes. So I know stereotypically this isn't the best map for being able to see people and lines of sight. But yeah, I did struggle to see people on that, as well as, to be fair, this map, if someone's sat in a dark corner, it might just be my settings, in fairness. I did find it hard to see. Things that I prefer in Vanguard, as well as that, is going to be how it looks and the movement. You can't bunny jump on this game. I died so many times trying to jump around the corner bunny hopping, and I ended up just falling flat on my feet. You've got to do a special sort of bunny hop. Slide canceling's very odd on this. It's so much easier to do, especially the left stick slide cancel, which I've sort of picked up towards the end of the game's life cycle, which absolutely breaks cameras. That's a lot easier to do. So yeah, I did think there was more of a skill gap in the movement in Vanguard compared to Cold War, but overall it was a completely enjoyable experience to me. Thank you, teammate, if I say so. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the video, and I just wanted to summarise my thoughts on the game. Generally, thoroughly enjoyed it. This year's been a blast for me on YouTube. I didn't think I'd go off as much as it did. I've got over nearly 500 subscribers and nearly 40,000 views on the channel after a year's worth of content, which I don't think is too bad. Coming up on the game, What am I talking about? Coming up on the channel, I'm going to have hopefully some more ranked play coming up for Vanguard when it drops. It's meant to drop Season 2 in Vanguard, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Yeah, so you're going to have me playing a bit of Vanguard, some GBs. I drop an absolute domination of I think I get 140 plus kills and no more than 30 deaths on Dome. So if that's something you are excited to see, and I actually get called a hacker. Spoiler alert, I get called a hacker. There's a little bit of a spoiler for you guys who, still watching the video. But yeah, that's going to be me. I thoroughly enjoyed jumping back on Cold War. As I said, I fully recommend it if you are getting a bit bored of Vanguard. And my whole team absolutely goes off here. So there we are, 42 and 15 with the Krieg on Checkmate. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.